Are you a potential home buyer on the fence about the entire housing market? Not sure if now is the right time to buy? Maybe you think that the market's going to crash or there's going to be this big epiphany that's going to come and tell you when to purchase a home. I want you to watch to the very end of this video because I came across this article that I have to share this with you that talks about the number of investors that are purchasing homes and how that's going to impact you when buying your property. I just came across this article from redfin.com. And it stated that investors are buying a record number of homes across the country right now. In fact, during the fourth quarter, investors represented 18% of all US homes that were purchased. That was in the tune of about 80,000 homes and about $50 billion worth of real estate. Now, why is this important to you as a home buyer? Because you might be saying, Sean, I'm not an investor. What does this matter to me? The thing you have to remember is that more and more investors are out there. They're buying up properties that you could potentially be owning and living in yourself. I think this is one thing that a lot of first-time home buyers don't think about. You have to look at the big picture and think about this. If there was a market crash, let's just say the market dropped by 30 or 40%, you can already look at the data. 1 in 5 homes that were sold were going to investors. I can reassure you of this. If we were to see any sort of drop in property value, investors would hit the market even harder. So as a first-time home buyer, why this is important to you to know is because if you are thinking about buying, you're on the fence, I strongly think that you should talk to a mortgage loan officer to figure out, can you qualify for a home today? The longer you wait, the worse it's gonna get. Now, there's some conspiracy theories out there that you may disagree with, saying that the government wants to turn us into a renter's nation, but you have to look at the big picture with these numbers. Not only are normal investors like myself buying properties, which I bought 4 rental homes last year, you also have large Wall Street hedge funds that are buying investment properties, and they're buying them by the boatloads. They're not just buying one at a time. They're literally buying up communities, subdivisions, cul-de-sacs, you name it. If there's a way for them to accumulate more than one home at the same time from one person, they're gonna do it. And guess what? They're paying cash for these properties. So they're sitting on these homes and they're gonna be turning them into rental properties to make money off of. So for you as a first-time home buyer, you don't wanna get squeezed out of this opportunity of owning property. Remember, as a first-time home buyer, you're not buying your dream home. You just need to get your foot in the door. Because imagine if you would have bought a home 10 years ago where prices were about a third of where they are today, you'd be in a house and you'd have a ton of equity. So stop looking at all the things that could go wrong with a property or all the things that could hold you back, like not having the down payment. Because if you've been watching my channel, we talk about low down payment options all the time. There's FHA, there's VA if you're eligible, and there's all these local community programs that can help you get into your home. Don't also get caught up on the interest rate, because guess what? The interest rate doesn't matter to these investors. They're buying because they understand the value of the home. They understand what the home is going to be worth several years down the road. The interest rate, yes, it might not be as sexy as 2% or 2.5%, but guess what? 4, 4.5%, even 5% is still amazing. You can even check out Freddie Mac's website where they show you interest rates over the last 50 years. You can see what they were. Look at what they were back in the 80s and 90s. They were 15, 18%, and people still bought real estate. And I could tell you, if you know anyone that has bought a home back in those days where interest rates were that high, ask them what that home is worth today. They may have sold it, but look at what the property value would have been if they would have held on. So you have to think about the big picture when it comes to real estate. Don't get so focused on the micro as far as what it is today, what the interest rate is today, or what the media could be telling you about all these homes being overvalued or the market being so hot. I always think about what happened during the crash in 2008 when I got into the mortgage business. That's all the media talked about. Las Vegas, California, Florida, they were the foreclosure capital of the world. There were so many homes being foreclosed on, people filing bankruptcies, and all of these horrible news that really took away from what the opportunity was. Now, yes, we shouldn't be taking advantage of people because of their misfortunes, but there were tons of opportunities to purchase homes. I remember doing mortgages for people of like $60,000, $70,000. It was insane. But if you were positioned properly, you made a ton of money because you were able to build that real estate portfolio. So find out with a lender, what can you qualify for, and see how much that buying power gets you today. Because even if maybe it's a townhome that can get you into the door, what is that home going to be worth a couple years down the road? That maybe you might have made an extra $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 just by owning a property. It's the little wins like that build up to the big wins, where now you can move up and purchase a bigger property or buy your dream home. So don't let the negativity of the media distract you from your goal, purchasing real estate. This is why I created this channel, because I want to help you guys understand what it takes to buy a house, and with the right coaching and the right strategy, you can certainly become a homeowner today. And if you still have questions on how to get your mortgage right, make sure to check the description below. There's links to more information, and I'll see you on the next video.